Hey everyone. Let me start that up again. Hey everyone, my name is the Geeky Panda, your tactical degenerate weeb that likes to play games. Here tonight on a Sunday night, I call it DAICON night. I stream every Sunday night here on Twitch and sometimes on YouTube as well. And there's a list of things that we do, including, first and foremost, the bi-weekly DAICON podcast, where we talk about games, anime, and more. And then some other games and anime and more that we play. But here is my co-host, Time Enforcer Anubis. Welcome, buddy.
Gentlemen.
I even gave you like a little co-host thing there, just to be sure.
So it's just to make sure people understand
Yeah.
where I'm at, where you're at.
Yeah. We got everything. Panda, if you want to compare games in Europe and NA, let me know. No worries, Wildboar. But welcome everyone to the stream. So, Anubis, let me change your volume down there a second. No, okay, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So we just got back literally from watching Dune Part 2, and without saying any spoilers, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, the movie was fucking fantastic. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, and the one thing about it is, Dune, there's a lot of things that happen in the Dune book. But the problem with the first original movie, like, I think this was made back in, like, the 70s or early 80s, the original Dune movie.
The 80s, I believe.
It was really fast paced. Like it tried rushing things too much. Here it felt like a nice, good, even pace of what's been going on and all that dandy stuff. But overall, it was great. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it a lot. Like, what about you?
Yeah, it was an excellent movie.
Yeah, it's funny because I totally forgot the movie was being released this weekend until I saw everyone was talking about it, like, wait, what's going on? Dune, it's like Dune Part 2's coming out. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, and I think they did have the Dune popcorn bucket, and I was kind of like, I was kind of half tempted to buy it, but at the same time, like, do I even want to buy it? Can you imagine someone's like, oh, let me get the Dune popcorn bucket, no popcorn in there. I'm like, wait, what are you gonna put in there? What are you gonna put in there? But overall, the movie was absolutely fantastic. I think it was like, what, a 2.5 hour movie?
A little bit more than that.
Yeah, and I think it was like 2.5 hours, 2 hours before, it was long, and it needed to be long. Like, there was no way in hell they can fit Dune in one movie. No way in hell. And I will have to say, the score of it, again, top notch.
Yeah,
like, it's like, yes, like it was Hans Zimmer again, right? Yeah, it had to been Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer does everything. Yeah, Hans Zimmer. Yeah, Part 2. Yeah, Hans Zimmer. The score of that was absolutely fucking fantastic, and the cinematography as well. Like, again, I don't want to reveal anything too much because the movie literally just came out, and spoilers, but it was absolutely fucking fantastic. I enjoyed it. If you are a Dune fan or if you're a Dune fan, you're gonna love it. If you're a sci-fi fan, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Like, they know who their audience is, and this is definitely, hits the bar. Which is, again, like, we watched it in, like, the afternoon. We didn't watch it at nighttime where more people were coming in. Like, so the theater was comfortable. It was definitely comfortable.
Yeah.
I will say, though, the movie trailers were kind of, when you thought it was over, oh wait, nope, here's another movie trailer. But
there were quite a few of them.
There's more. But other than that, dude, how you been, man?
Pretty good. I've been playing Final Fantasy IX.
Oh, all right. A worthy choice.
So, like, I'm playing it through the on Steam. So I think I'm not very far into disc 2 now.
Yeah, because I know, like, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth came out, and everyone's been playing that, and I'm like,
and I'm not interested. I have 9. That's all I need.
It's like,
I have 9 and I have 10. That's all I need. I do have 12 on PS2, but I haven't.
I mean, 12 was a solid title, nonetheless.
I've heard good things about 12.
Like, 12, like, to me, 12 was always like a thing. Like, so someone did like a brief summary of Final Fantasy, and it is really fucking true. So Final Fantasy, since you're playing Final Fantasy 9, you already played it, right?
No. So I have seen the ending.
Okay.
I've played through like the last the last whole dungeon
or
and beaten the last boss, and
okay.
I've gotten fairly like I've gotten to like the middle of disc 2, I believe, but I haven't like bridged the rest of the gap yet.
So someone made a meme here, a brief summary of Final Fantasy, and they did all the Final Fantasies to date. First one, Final Fantasy 1, fuck chaos. Final Fantasy 2, fuck the Empire. Final Fantasy 3, fuck nighttime. Final Fantasy 4, fuck the moon. Final Fantasy 5, fuck trees. Final Fantasy 6, fuck nihilism. Perfect fucking description for that game. Final Fantasy 7, fuck capitalism. And then Final Fantasy 8, fuck witches. Final Fantasy 9, fuck death.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly. Like, death was extremely prevalent in Final Fantasy 9. VV is always going to be my homeboy of a homeboy.
Yes. Yeah. Little homie.
Yep. Final Fantasy 12, fuck monarchs. Final Fantasy 13, fuck the Pope.
What does it say about 10? Because that's the only one I've
Final Fantasy 10
cared about.
I'm sorry. Fuck God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally fucking accurate.
Yeah.
Totally fucking accurate.
Yeah, that tracks. Does
15...
it say anything about 10 too, or does
it doesn't
skip that one?
Final Fantasy 16.
Nobody
I think
should say anything about 10 too.
Final Fantasy 16. I think it's brutally accurate. Fuck. What's going on? I'm like, yeah. And then 16. Fuck crystals. So, yeah. But I think those are pretty fucking accurate descriptions of Final Fantasy. Like I will eventually play Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I still need to beat the Final Fantasy 7 remake for part 1, so I still need to do that, which I actually picked it up during the sale on Steam for like cheap, like almost $40, a few bucks off. But there's one reason why I did it.
What's the reason?
Oh, you know.
Tell us what the reason is, man.
It's like mods. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. He did it for Need I say more? So, but yeah, Final Fantasy 9, good solid title. I do have it on my Steam list as well.
It's my favorite one.
Yeah.
I have it on Steam. I have it on disc somewhere.
Yeah, I think I have it on disc myself. I think it's in like my my bookshelf right there behind me. Because everyone's always like, Final Fantasy 7's the best. I'm like, have you played 9? 9 was a solid. 9. Have you played 6? 6 had, I think, one of the best villains too. And I still like, there's other Final Fantasies I still need to beat. I still need to beat 12. I haven't had the chance to beat it yet. 10, I got kind of pissed off. Well, 10 was also kind of a meme factor because it was the first game that actually had voice acting.
Yeah.
And that one scene is always going to be in my mind, like when they laugh like ha 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 ha. Yeah. I'm like Jesus Christ, how long are you going to live rent free in my head? 10. I'm like, forever. This one scene will haunt you. God. So, but yeah, for me, I've been playing I've been buying a lot of cheap games on Steam lately. And sorry if I take off my glasses here. I feel like there's like a rogue hair strand that I'm like noticing, and it's like refusing to go away. I'm like, fuck off. But I picked up, and I shit you not, the actually I'm gonna open up my Steam library right now, which is gonna cover your face for a hot second. I'm sorry.
Damn, really gonna do me like you're gonna do me like that after getting the layout correct? To where I'm obviously the co-host, you're going to do that to me?
Yeah. So I picked...
okay, so now that I'm not mistaken for the host anymore, I get my face covered up. I got it.
Yeah. So I picked up Army Men 1 and Army Men Toys in Space for like $2 each. And I played both when I was a kid growing up, and I've always loved it. So I'm like, it's like, holy shit, Army Men. So yeah, let me pick those up. I've also picked up let's see here, Duke Nukem Forever for dirt cheap. Like I picked like
I hope you got that game for dirt cheap.
Dude, it was on sale, dude. There was also the XCOM complete pack of the original XCOM games for like I think $2. Like it was stupidly cheap. Even I'm like, yeah, no, this is worthwhile. And then there's other like hodgepodge games I picked up along the way. Like I picked up Ghost Recon, the original Assassin's Creed 2, which is one of my top favorite Assassin's Creeds out there. I will fight anyone for that. I picked up Caesar 3, great fucking game. It's an oldie but a goodie. But yeah, Splinter Cell, the OG, which, Splinter Cell, which, we could use another Splinter Cell game here, Ubisoft. But I know you probably want to make an open world. You're gonna try to figure out how to make this game an open world game, and it's going to annoy the shit out of me, dude. I fucking 100%
would do that.
I fucking hate it. Like, let's make an open world game. Oh, did you did you see what EA did recently?
No.
Layoffs.
Oh, so, yeah. That's like 90% of the gaming industry right now is layoffs.
So they did say that Mass Effect 5 is still in production. The new Dragon Age game is still in production, but Respawn's Star Wars first-person shooter is dead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Guys, come on. Wait a minute, does this mean we finally can get Titanfall 3? Please say it. Say it. Say it, EA. But yeah, I'm like, so that's they also closed in, I believe, another studio, which was part of the Battlefield Studios. They closed that down, and they were basically in charge of the single player campaign. And I'm like, God damn, guys, like, I think we are definitely seeing like the fucking bubble burst.
A significant number of the chickens are coming home to roost right now.
Yeah, and
because a lot of this was based off of money that isn't really there.
Yeah, because everyone they did like a hiring spree during the pandemic. Everyone, because everyone was home. So what did everyone do? Play video games. So it's like, hot damn, we need more people helping out here.
Yeah, they had everybody was riding high for a few years, and now stuff is starting to normalize, and they're realizing, hey, we actually can't afford to be doing all this the way we are.
Yeah. I mean, which fucking sucks because people losing their jobs and stuff like that. Moodle, Titanfall 3 is never coming, and that's why we have Helldivers with mechs and APCs. Listen, I still have hope for Titanfall 3. I still even have hope for Half-Life 3. If you can wait for Half-Life 3, you could wait for any game.
Well, I mean, people waited for Duke Nukem Forever and see how that happened.
I mean, it did come out eventually. I'm just saying. It took like over a decade.
Did, but should it have?
I know. But it did release. It just only took a decade or so. Which I think. Well, we did got the prequel to Half-Life, so they are still working on Half-Life. So I'm just saying. But yeah, no, it's like you said, I think it's like they realized it's like we can't have all these people working out for us now. Like we are not making enough money to make it work.
Yeah, and that's realistically that's like the whole tech industry right now.
Yeah,
because everyone's realizing, none of this money was ever actually like real, concrete. Based on anything.
Well, plus look at what the games that they've been coming out lately, like fucking Skull and Bones, where the Ubisoft CEO said it was a quadruple A game. I'm like, and it turned out to be the total fucking opposite. I'm like, you're just blowing, you're just smoking some shit. Like, please tell me what you're smoking, because goddamn.
Well, it's like, guys, how about we just make how about we just make something that people will actually enjoy? And that's like, it's not like that's unheard of in the modern. People loved Armored Core 6. People will enjoy a game that's like independently good if you put it out, but a lot of these companies are propped up on money that isn't there when times get tough. So they actually do really need to start to make quadruple A games, so to speak.
Like
if their entire enterprise is gonna continue existing.
Well, look at also like Helldivers 2, a smaller title.
Yep.
Came out $40, and then it made a home fucking run out of the fucking park into the fucking universe.
Yep. Yep.
Like,
It's and I'll bet you money that A, it cost one or more orders
oh yeah,
of magnitude less to develop than one of these AAA games.
yeah,
For it, it this the retail price is less than one of these AAA games.
yeah.
People enjoy it more, and it doesn't need all this tacked on monetization bullcrap
No,
to 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 float it. It people enjoy it. Other people talk about it. They start playing it.
which is funny. A smaller game like Helldivers 2, which PlayStation, I think that was it. The new CEO said, "No, we're here to make money, so we're gonna release it same day on like PC as well,"
Yep.
which totally fucking works. And but it's like it literally just kind of Helldivers 2 just gave the middle finger to Skull and Bones, to Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Guess how much money? You remember the game Forspoken,
Yes.
and it failed so hard that the developers don't even exist anymore.
Yep.
Guess how much money it took to make that game?
How much?
100 mil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 100 mil to make that game, which Helldivers 2.
100, and then how much did it make back? Wasn't enough because the studio's done it more.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to figure out how much money it took to make Helldivers 2 because they're making so much money right now. Like let's see here. Yeah, because this game let's see. I'm trying to find it right now, but I'm not getting a fucking concrete number. Fuck, I'm not getting a fucking concrete number here.
Yeah, me neither.
But I know they made their fucking money's worth. They've made like it got so popular they needed to expand the servers and people, and this is one of those games where there's no division. It's just we're on a united front. We're here to defend Super
Yep.
Earth for democracy against
Yep.
a bug threat and the fucking Skynet. So yeah, I don't think they'll say, but I mean, goddamn, this game is selling like hotcakes. Basically, everyone's been playing it, so they're definitely making their money back. And again, this is a smaller game, and then we have like big AAA titles barely making even enough money to break even. That's if they break even. Like I think was it Suicide Squad's Warner Brothers said like, yeah, it did not make its target goal.
Yeah.
Which is alarm bells are probably ringing. We're like, oh shit, how much did we fuck up? So, but yeah, I think it's just interesting, like smaller games like this. Also, did you see so speaking of which, tactical games, there is a game out there called Direct Contact. I think actually Moogle was actually trying to give me a heads up about this too to kind of keep my eyes peeled on it. Holy fucking shit. So it released on Steam early access, like a lot of these types of games do. Let's not kid ourselves here. And it is getting a shit ton of negative reviews, but that's not the crazy part. The game, so the developers of the game is whoever is running their PR need to do their job or to like quit because it's becoming like a shit show basically with the Discord and all that dandy stuff. Like a lot of people are talking about it right now and stuff like that. Like people are like, oh, just go to the Discord. I'm like, well, just tell me now. Like, just go to the Discord. Just tell me. There's a lot of stuff going on with it, but yeah, the reviews for this game is just like, holy fuck balls. Like, I'd rather play Cookie Clicker for 10 years than deal with a dev than that has a drunken rant for 30 plus minutes for getting people having an opinion on an unfinished and unplayable game. Bought this game on Patreon, otherwise I would have refunded it. Damn. Direct Scam is a great game, just needs to work on UI, AI, everything. There are better free games than this. Jesus Christ.
Have to join the Discord and ask around for a tutorial. That alone, that alone is that's a big no.
Another person said direct refund. I'm like, yeah, Yeah, it's that rant on Discord is definitely fucking hurting their fucking image, and I don't think this game is gonna last too long. I feel bad for people who supported it on fucking Patreon. Like I get it, you release an early access, but people are gonna have opinions as soon as you release it. We're gonna have first impressions, and first impressions are sometimes everything.
Exactly.
Which I just hope more games don't release in like first impressions. So should we get on to the main topic here, Anubis?
Yeah.
Okay, so the main topic for tonight is dead multiplayer games. Are they really dead? The one thing that inspired me to talk about this, I was watching a video on YouTube, and let me see if I can bring up that video here. Let's see. Here we go. The video is called "The Company That Killed Off Hundreds of Games in a Single Day," and it was made by Rocket Sloth. I highly recommend checking it out. It essentially talked about a online game server service that got shut down, and it took hundreds of games with it, basically. And that service
Yep.
was called GameSpy. And for those who don't know, back in the late '90s, early 2000s, a lot of multiplayer servers were heavily reliant on GameSpy to do their multiplayer. I believe, let's see here, GameSpy's games servers. Okay, I even have a list here. List of games affected by it. I'm just picking out a few titles. The Arma series, from Arma 1 to 2. The Battlefield games, the original Borderlands. Holy shit.
Wow.
Command and Conquer Generals oh Jesus, Crisis 1, 2, and Crisis Wars. Jesus Christ. Halo Combat Evolved on the PC. Holy fucking shit. At Medal of Honor Allied Assault, Saints Row 2, Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. Damn. Yeah, there was a lot of games on there. Like
Yeah.
SWAT 2, SWAT 3, God, Ghost Recon, Need for Speed, jeez, Civilization 3? Really? But yeah, so it did suck because when they did shut down, yeah, a lot of their servers actually just literally just gone. You had a multiplayer game, and now what the fuck are you gonna do? And that's where the question begs: are multiplayer games really dead? Like, let's say for instance that you've had a multiplayer game, like let's say Battlefield 2. EA, the original Battlefield 2 was released by EA, but EA not too long ago decided to delist it, and they've been delisting their games because I'm sure one of the main reasons is they have to pay for the licenses, basically, to keep it up,
Right.
which is explainable, yeah. But here's the deal. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, this game came out what, 2005? I want to say. Anubis the original Battlefield 2 on PC was 2005. Yeah, 2005. Okay, hell yeah. So it came out back in 2005. It had a dedicated server-based system. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, EA killed it. It's delisted. There should be no one else playing this game, right? No, you're wrong.
No. Yeah. Not by a long shot.
There are people still playing this game.
Exactly.
One of the main reasons why is, again, people just host their own servers. And they updated the game to include, like, just to be like, oh, okay, we're just going to use this option. Here are the servers, blah, blah, blah. But, so yeah. Another instance, Project Reality, which was a popular Battlefield 2 mod that eventually became its own standalone thing. You think to yourself, okay, this is so old, it has to be, it has to be dead. Nah, there is people still playing it, and like, it might not be a lot, but you might still be able to find at least a full server or two on the weekends of people still playing it. Do you consider that a dead game, Anubis?
No, not at all. Listen, there's people on every platform it's been released. There are people who are still playing the original Phantasy Star Online on an actual server online right now.
Jesus.
On Dreamcast, on GameCube, on Xbox, on PC.
And you gotta say to yourself, fucking Dreamcast. The Dreamcast.
The Dreamcast.
Jesus fucking Christ. And it's not even limited to those types of games. Remember the Star Wars Galaxies?
Yep.
And that game is dead, done, and over with. But there was a fan project to revive Star Wars Galaxies, and they have their own private server. You know, like people have been doing private servers for MMOs for a while now. World of Warcraft was one of the more notable ones, basically.
I remember I used to play on a private server for Universal Century Gundam Online, which is a Japanese game that hasn't been serviced in however long. I'm pretty sure it was already like dead for years by the time I started playing it, and that was, I think, if not a decade, close to a decade ago.
Okay. But yeah, it's like when people say like, "Oh, Rainbow Six Siege is a dead multiplayer game," or or Counter Strike is like, no, they're not dead. You got you got thousands of people still playing it. Like what constitute like to me, what constitutes a dead game? Well, funny you might ask. There is a recent title out there that I will consider dead to the point of it's just let it die with grace. That game would be Beyond the Wire, which is a game under OWI, which is basically Squad about World War One. The game, when it released, it never really got a following. So guess how many people are playing it right now?
How many?
Online an hour ago, 5 people. And this is a multiplayer game that supports up to 100 players. And what one community out there is doing, they've been trying to do weekly get-togethers just to try to fill up a server. And remember, this game supports up to 100 players. Sometimes they do it. Sometimes they actually fill up the server. Other times I'm seeing right here 52 players. Yeah, the game's dead.
Yeah.
If you can't get one, if you can't, in my terms of dead, if you can't get one multiplayer game going, I think it's dead. I think it's safe to say it's dead.
If you're, what I would consider dead is the game has no community anymore.
Yeah,
it's one thing to have. It's one thing if there happen to be enough players online to run one game. That's one thing. It's another thing if like nobody cares enough about the game to make an anymore.
Yeah, this is why like games nowadays, I want them to have dedicated server support with a server browser, because people will still host servers for it regardless.
In terms of longevity, that's probably like one of the best things you could do for your game if you're making one, is just allow people to run their own server.
Yeah, like I hate how EA is doing with the Battlefield series. You can rent your own, like beforehand you can have your own dedicated server, which is fine. But now it's like, oh, you can rent one of our own servers. I'm like, no. Like, because what happens when you close that service? It's gone.
It's like, I can guarantee me having my own hardware and me having my own internet connection. I can't guarantee that someone else somewhere else has the hardware and has the internet connection and is willing to run that, willing and able to run that. Up to and including the game, like the people who made the game themselves. I can't guarantee that.
Mm-hmm. Like, also, like that's why I want like games to have more of a dedicated server browser and dedicated server support, because peer-to-peer connection, you don't get that.
Yeah.
Because like for instance, Call of Duty, they use peer-to-peer, which essentially that's just whoever's in, like, think of it this way, in simplified terms, whoever's in the bucket, they'll try to connect everyone in that same bucket.
Yeah.
So and Call of Duty used to have dedicated server lists too. They used to.
Yep.
They used to have
that when they did.
Yeah, I remember that when they did too. That like even like a LAN network play is becoming a rarity these days. That's why I hate it when games, it's like, okay, there was no dedicated server support, no server browser. So if this game goes offline, yeah, no, I would consider it like Gone with the Wind, unless there's been like a massive like Star Wars Galaxy, like a huge resurgence project.
Yeah, it would have to be a significant effort on the part of the players.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you were talking about games that are like truly dead,
yep,
my immediate thought was Chrome Hounds.
Stop. Dude, stop it.
Listen,
Yeah, that
listen.
game.
We have to accept it, and it's awful
Yeah,
because
no, you're right. You're honestly right because that was exclusively on the Xbox 360.
yep,
It never came out on the PC, I don't think. And
never. There was a
once,
guy who started making kind of the same thing, but not really,
yeah,
and I don't think that really went anywhere.
yeah, and God, dude, you mentioned Chrome Hounds, dude. Fuck. So yeah, like so, games on the consoles, yeah, it's which is ironic because on remember Xbox Connect.
Yes,
So for those who don't know, on the original Xbox, before Xbox Live, before it, someone figured out a way to link Xboxes together on a network by tricking it, thinking it's in the same LAN network. And people did this before the days of like Xbox Live. And even during Xbox Live, people still did it, you know, but now I don't think anyone's using it anymore. I'd be really surprised. But back then, it was the only way to play Halo Combat Evolved with online online multiplayer essentially.
yep.
And I've done it back then, and like some of the games were a little laggy here and there, but others were like fucking beautiful. Like holy shit, this is awesome. So yeah, so I think that, yeah, there are differences. Like if it was only available on the consoles and under specific scenarios, that you know you might be able to revive it. Like for instance, Fantasy Star.
Yes, Fantasy Star Online. There. So one thing that I found a while ago that I know is true for some games, Tribes 2 is an example,
Mhm.
is the fans will come out with a patch afterwards that kind of it reconfigures where the game tries to connect. So like it connects to a new central server instead of the one that the company has stood up for the duration of the game that's dead now. It connects to a new one that the people have stood up.
Yeah. Again, there are specific scenarios where some of these games on consoles do survive. Another scenario is the SOCOM series. There,
Yeah.
someone actually figured out how to do private servers, and you're able to connect to them. I believe up to even the up to Confrontation, because let's face it, SOCOM 4 wasn't really a SOCOM game. It was a SOCOM game trying to be Ghost Recon. I'm just saying. I'm not wrong, am I? I believe Killzone does have their own Killzone 2 has their own private server service as well. Like it's so crazy. Like I think you're right. As long as there's a community for it, there is a way to there's always going to be a way to play it.
As long as people care enough to come
Yeah.
up with a way to play it.
Yeah. Like I'm sure like with game like the newer games nowadays, it's like, yeah, I don't think the people are going to try to get some Marvel Avengers back online. That game kind of flopped hard. I'm not gonna lie.
I doubt it.
Like if they did, like I'll be surprised, but at the same time, it's like, come on, guys, let it die with grace. But yeah, it is kind of crazy. Like so consoles can do it, PCs can do it, and I'm trying to get rid of this hangnail right now, so that's why I'm like, fucking hell. You ever get like a hangnail that kind of refuses to go? Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, but yeah, I think you're right more. Like for me, my logic was as long as you can get a multiplayer game going, like a full, like there is still a lot. But I think yours works best. Is there a community still alive out there for this game? Yeah. Okay. Because if you might not see full servers or a server every day, but usually they like to organize play days. Like I know, I believe the Metal Gear Online people, yeah, they still exist. They still exist out there. I think they like to organize play dates for Metal Gear Online, all that stuff, which I fucking miss that game. I missed it so fucking much on the PS2 and PS3 eras. Which you have to think to yourself, like, are you think in the future games are gonna be again, like I hate it when people use this is a dead online game, and it's like it's not really dead. There's still a bunch of people playing it. Fuck, there's still a bunch of people.
Case in point, I over the past like 6 minutes, what I just did right now was reinstall Tribes 2, reapply the patch, and now I'm looking at the server browser.
Are you serious?
There aren't many servers here, but there are players.
Are you serious? There's
Look,
wait.
I'm looking at a server right now. It's a CTF game with 15 players, 0 bots.
What? No bots.
No bots.
And remember, folks, Tribes 2 came out in, holy fuck, 2001. God.
I'm looking at another one, 16 bots, but 28 total players. So 16 of those are bots. There's 12 players in the server.
Holy fuck.
Another one, 9 players, 0 bots. So there are human beings playing the game. It's just a matter of, yeah, there aren't many. There aren't going to be as many as when this game was at its peak. But there are people who still care enough to host these servers and to play the video game.
It's funny. I'm looking at these online server list for Enemy Territories Quake Wars.
Oh yeah.
And as of right now, I'm using a website here with their own thing, but apparently there's 2 servers going. I do know this game does support bots. One server 12 out of 32, the other server 6 out of 32. So I'm like, damn, this is Quake Wars.
I will say one thing. In addition to giving players the ability to run their own servers, the ability to use bots in multiplayer games.
Yeah, I think
That I do genuinely believe that's something that does contribute to the longevity, especially for multiplayer games, especially
Yeah.
for games like Enemy Territory Quake Wars or like Tribes 2, where like the game experience is legitimately diminished by a lack of players. Like if there aren't enough players in the game, it's not a very good game. The bots can fill that out. And you even have games where if more players join, there will be fewer bots.
Yeah, like I think like I know like, you rarely see bots in multiplayer games nowadays. And I remember
No, and it's a travesty.
bots in multiplayer games, like some of those games they could be decent, others they could be totally fucking stupid to high hell where it's super fucking easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, a little challenge would be nice, to make it feel a little bit more chaotic. But I do think having bots in multiplayer games does work. Like Battlefield 2042, actually, they have bots in those multiplayer games. And as soon as the player joins, okay, one less bot because you got one actual player. So I think having bots in multiplayer servers, I think it does help. But at the same time, don't make them fucking stupid to the point where it's like, okay, they're literally doing nothing.
Exactly.
Like I like to have like a little like you can probably set like a difficulty level, like unless you want things to be very easy or you want to feel like fucking Rambo or like or extremely difficult. Yeah, but just you're not wrong with having bots in multiplayer games to help with the longevity. Definitely, you're not wrong. Like or Unreal Tournament, remember that game?
Yeah.
God, like Unreal.
That one has like a reconfigured server browser, doesn't it?
Yeah, they have a
Like
reconfigured server browser.
they removed all the listings from Steam, but they with the correct files, with the correct patch, you could definitely still play online.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm looking. There's still servers out for it. Yeah, I'm seeing one server here right now. 18 out of 32 players. FR Goliath, 2009. Fucking hell. Like, yeah, yeah.
As an
They're
aside, I just opened the server info for one of these servers. You gotta hear some of the names of the bots.
what?
Albot Einstein, Justin Bebot,
Bebot.
Robot De Niro.
Or what game is this? Is it Tribes?
This is Tribes too. They named all their bots.
Fuck. That's fucking hilarious.
Bot Dylan.
Bot Dylan.
Usain Bot.
What the fuck?
Steven Spielbot. Okay, I'm done.
You're gonna be like, I'm gonna go through more of it. Dude, that's looking crazy. So okay, so we got a good example of a dead game being dead, like Chrome Hounds. Any other dead
Chrome
games?
Hounds. Cool. Well, I don't know for sure, but along with Chrome Hounds, Armored Core 5 is probably dead because that's the same scenario. It was an Xbox Live game. They had centralized servers. They shut down all the servers after the game's basically the game's lifespan had run its course. And verdict day was long out by then, so everyone had likely transitioned onto that.
Hmm. So it's basically like that'll. It's like that'll do, pig. That'll do.
Yeah, and it
Essentially,
well, like
console games. Like
it's gonna be mostly console games because that's what it's like. It's more difficult to reconfigure all that to connect to a different server
let me
because
ask
all
you.
that a lot of that's just baked in.
Let me ask you this: Is okay? You talked about as long as there's a community for the game, it is still alive, right?
As long as there's a community that cares enough to find a way
All right.
to find a way to play the game online.
So let me ask you this. Remember how I said Beyond the Wire, there's only like 5 people on right now. They're probably not even a game, or if
Yeah.
they are, yeah. So they only would you consider having like a weekly get together in game be it being alive still?
That's alive.
Okay.
If they care enough to organize, that's alive.
Okay.
Because and the reason I consider that to be alive is because you can grow from there. You can get together and like more people can join that get together. It doesn't have to be the same people. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be okay. Well, we happened to get enough people on board to play this game at this point in time. So we better no. It's here's when we're playing. So if more people, or if people get interested in that game, if maybe some streamer decides to play it and now people
Oh
are
yeah.
rediscovering it
Yep.
and people are
Yep.
getting on board, now they can like that can grow from just one weekly get together. Okay, now we're doing like 2 weekly get togethers because et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. Funny enough, so I did a quick look, and apparently back in 2021, we talked about Xbox Connect, and there's alternate service called Xlink Kai, and apparently there's a
Mm.
dedicated Mech Assault 1 and 2 community.
I remember X-Link. I remember hearing about X-Link Kai because people used to play like Armored Core 3, I think. Either 3 or Silent Line on PlayStation 2 via X-Link Kai.
Wait, you said PS2?
PS2.
Okay, hold on here. I can actually tell you right now. All right, Switch. No. Xbox. Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go. PS. Really, it's giving me a lot. Hold on. It's giving me a lot of Xbox here. Here we go. PS2. Armored Core. Okay. Armored Core Last Raven, Armored Core Nexus, and Armored Core Line Breaker is supported in the service.
Yeah. Yep.
Holy fuck. Dude, damn, that's fucking nuts. And yeah, like you said, all it takes is like one big influencer or content creator to play the game with their fan base, and people are like, oh my fucking god, where.
But so here's the flip side, and here's like where it's a fine line, because thinking about what I had just said, I checked out another game that doesn't have a dedicated server architecture,
Okay.
not to my knowledge.
All right.
It did get a little bit of a resurgence because there was a like lower mid-level YouTuber with a following that
right.
did make a video about it, and I had checked it out at that time, and it had a few players, but I'm looking at it right now. It's called Rats Instagib. 0 players.
What the fuck?
I know, sir. Dude. If
That
this
sounds
game
crazy,
was,
dude.
if this game was popping, it would be like, because it's like just pure. It's like Quake. Quake 3 is a pretty boiled down game.
Oh yeah.
This is Quake 3 boiled down.
Serious. Quake 3 boil. What the fuck?
It's like you're these little rats with one shot, one kill weapons, and it's just you're running around, you're jumping around, you're boosting off the walls, you're bouncing everywhere, and you're trying to get that one shot off
So
of the enemy.
it's like Golden Gun. Like it's like
Yeah,
it's like okay, it's Quake, but
it's like
we have the
Golden
one
Gun, but everybody's on speed.
Speed and power. Yeah, that sounds like Quake to me, dude. Okay, so
Yeah.
we have established that regardless of what platform or it is, there as long as the community's still there, they'll support it. Like, remember when the Wii multiplayer network shut down? People managed
Yeah.
to like get that shit back up and running with a private server just so they could play games like Smash Bros. Or
Yep.
Mario Kart was one of the bigger ones on the Wii. People wanted to keep playing online, and I'm like, why did you guys shut it down? Like Nintendo, like you got people still playing it. I know it costs money. It costs
takes
money.
resources to keep these things up, and if
Yeah.
not a whole lot of people. And the other thing is, they probably know that the people who are really about it are gonna figure out a way to to continue doing what they were doing.
They'll reverse engineer
The
that
company
shit and
knows
be
that
like,
they
yeah.
don't have to keep these resources going forever just in order to satisfy this small minority of people. They're gonna find out a way.
Well, that one person that just keeps playing Mario Kart Online on the
Yep.
Nintendo Wii, not the Wii U, the Wii.
Yep.
Which let's not kid ourselves here. There was a shit ton of people who were playing it online. There was absolutely a
Oh,
shit
yeah.
ton. People forgot the Wii sold a lot of consoles, like a shit ton of consoles. So at this point, what we're saying is multiplayer games never really die. Most of the time, within reason.
They definitely have the potential to die.
Let me rephrase
but
this.
it's tough.
Let me rephrase this. Multiplayer games, dead multiplayer games are never really dead as long as they have community there that is still wanting to play it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kind of fucking crazy and nuts when you think about it. That a small community is keeping this shit alive because they just love the game so much. It gave them so many great memories, and I don't blame them. I don't fucking blame them. You know?
No.
Absolutely not. Like sometimes I occasionally like to play games like Battlefield 2 or Project Reality every now and then, just to be like, hey, this is what I used to love playing back in the day.
Exactly.
And I know eventually games like Battlefield 3 are going to be delisted, but there's still going to be dedicated servers there like, hey, we're still playing it. You know? So, I think that was a good discussion here, Anubis, about are dead multiplayer games really dead? As long as there is a community out there for it, no. They'll find a way. One way or another. They will find a fucking way. So, with that, now we can move on to the board segment. Now, the board segment, for those who don't know, is the segment that we put up 5 like different anime recommendations on the board with a ranking style system. It is from F tier, the lowest tier, which you really should not be watching at all. Just don't even bother, to A tier being the top best, and then we have S plus tier. It is so damn good, but it also changes the industry in some way, shape, or form. Like it made such a huge impact, like the insanely huge popularity of Dragon Ball Z, were watched worldwide, literally, especially in Latin America. They love that shit. I think literally like the violence decreases every time a new Dragon Ball episode comes out. But now we're doing it again this week. I got my the board segment here. And if you're just tuning in, my name is the Geeky Panda, your tactical degenerate weeb that likes to play games with my co-host here, Time Enforcer Anubis.
Yes, sir, gentlemen.
Okay, so I've been watching a couple of anime out there, and I already know what I want to put up as my first recommendation. Right now, it's currently in season 2, but I'm going to do season 1. I loved it so much, I tried to buy it physically, but there's no physical release of it. And that annoyed me so fucking much. Asuki Michi Moonlight Fantasy.
Huh.
Yeah, it does not have a physical release at all, and they're in season 2 right now.
I'm not sure I've ever seen this one. Okay, yeah, I definitely have not.
Yeah, it's basically it's a different take on isekai. Dude gets isekai by a god, and but all the other people are not really thrilled to have him there. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck? Who are you?" So they give him the boot. Ironically enough, he's kind of OP. So I love stories like that where it's like, "Oh, you're our savior. You must help us." No, I like the stories like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, we'll take these people as our heroes, but not you. For instance, Rise of the Shield Hero. They hated that motherfucker until he proved his innocence. Be like, no, I was actually extremely valuable to you guys, but you just didn't listen to me. Tsuchimiki, I think I'm saying it right. If not, I'm sorry. Moonlight Fantasy, it's actually recommended to me by Dorkly Moogle.
Ah,
I'm definitely going to give it some good remarks here. Let's see. What am I thinking? Like it's essentially is a parody on the isekai genre too. So, I'm giving it an A rating.
okay.
Like, like again, like it's an isekai anime, yeah, but it feels fresh, and it's just hilarious, and it's a parody of it. So, yeah, I'll give it the clear A rating that it deserves. This is season 1 right now. They're in middle of season 2 right now, which I've been watching. So, all right, Anubis, you're up.
All right, let me just get this entry in here. All right. Let me check something. Contact collection.
We didn't have a contact collection. What?
I don't think we have. I searched contact collection. I searched Concolade. Nothing.
Okay, where are we putting?
I'm going to put it. I want to give it a low A
Low A?
because it's not. It's definitely not like not quite Strike Witch's level, but it's close. It's probably like is in terms of
Would a
that
would a
whole
would
like
a
genre.
would a high tier B maybe? Like it's so close that it's almost there.
No, I'd still give it. I still give it an A.
Okay,
It's
okay.
still. It's like as far as like that whole burgeoning like it was a burgeoning genre at the time.
Mhm.
That whole genre of not just anime but like games and that sort of media. Contact Collection is one of the best, in my opinion.
Okay, all right. We'll do with the high A.
Low A,
Oh, low A. I'm sorry,
because
low
again,
A.
it's not like Strike Witches tier.
Yeah. All right. Um. All right. This is technically another isekai. It's born in a new life scenario, but again, another Moogle's recommendations. The Far Away Paladin. I started liking it, and then it got weird, and then near the end, I'm like, the fuck just happened? It was one of those scenarios where I'm like, okay, no, seriously, what the fuck just happened? I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just it was weird, you know, like like some people like it, all that any stuff. Other people's recommend it. Other people are like, no, not for me. Um, there, I mean, there were some good high points to it, but it's just, Do I want to give it a high C or a low B or a low B?
I don't know, but you seem to be hedging a lot.
I
You seem to
know.
be very hesitant about.
Yeah, because it's like again, I finished season 2 and I'm like, the fuck is this? Season 1, not bad. Season 2, the fuck happened near the end? So I'm treating it as a whole right now. Uh, I want to say C tier.
All right.
I'm giving it. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's just somewhere in between, you know. And this is why everyone always treats it like, oh, if it's not a B or a C, then it's a bad. It's like a bad game or a bad movie. No, C tier just means like it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's just somewhere in the middle. Like, and it's not one of those scenarios where it's so good, so bad it's good. No, it's just somewhere in the middle. So that's what we're gonna put it. The Faraway Paladin, which I will include season 2 in there as well. So, which I probably, which I have to put parentheses. Like I'm judging it as a whole. All right, Anubis, next up.
Another one I'm surprised we haven't mentioned so far. At least I don't see it on the list when doing a control F for it is Monica Magica.
Fuck.
I'm saying
All right. Where are you putting it?
that's S tier.
Ooh.
That's S tier. That started the entire. It started the entire trend that's still going on today of the dark magical girl show.
Okay.
Like you wouldn't have
okay.
Yuki Yuna if you wouldn't have Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka, you wouldn't have a whole bunch of the Magical Girl site, you wouldn't have a whole bunch of these if it weren't for Monica Magica.
Seasons. Okay. Also, Miguel says season 2 is part of season 1 story. Okay, so I'll just say Faraway Paladin. Just general. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can get behind that. Okay. Next up, another anime Moogle recommended me is actually going to be the wrong way to use healing magic. Isekai again. But I do love its storytelling and characters. So, it's just funny because it's like, hey, you got summoned into this world with your two, school friends. They got like stuff that would be like, oh, the king likes you. They could be trained for the king's army. Motherfucker got like the most rarest skill, which is healing, and his teacher is like, holy fucking shit, like Major Pain, but on fucking steroids. But a woman too. But overall, I've been enjoying this a lot actually. So it's not finished yet, but I've been really enjoying the story a lot lately. So, because I'm always like a little hesitant when I like put something up on the list. If it's like the first few episodes, I don't want to do it because what happens if the ending sucks?
Right.
Which I'm always a little hesitant because of it. But here, there's a definitely good amount of episodes in here. I am going to go with a good high B.
All right.
Yeah, I want to say high B, almost low A. So, but yeah, I definitely recommend giving a watch.
Let's see. Let's see what's on the list that isn't. Let's see what I have in my library that isn't on the list yet.
Yeah.
We don't appear to have Madlax on the list yet, which is perfectly acceptable because it's like I was all about it back when I watched it when I was in like early high school,
Okay. All right. All right.
but it's as far, and I could be mistaken. My opinion could change, but right now I'd say I'd call it a low B.
All right.
I'd call it a low B. It's in the same, that's the same, like the same rating we gave Noir,
Oh yeah,
and I
yeah, yeah.
would say it's a little bit like it's a little bit of a lower B than Noir is.
Okay.
But it's not a like it's not it's good enough to be remembered in the same like mentioned in the same breath as Noir, which is how it avoids the C rating.
Okay. All right. So Bad Luck B tier. Next
But
up,
Mad Lax,
Mad Lax. I'm sorry.
it's the same sort of anime.
All right. Next up,
Very similar.
another recommendation from Dorkly Moogle. It's not an isekai. Don't worry. It's one of those adventure stories in the fantasy realm. The Unwanted Dead Adventure. The season 1 still has not finished yet, but right now they are 9 episodes in. I've been loving every one of them. And the reasons why it's a little different from usual is an adventurer. Dude likes to help out other people. He's a really good adventurer, really handy. Literally finds himself in an unknown section of a dungeon and manages to get himself fucking killed. But he comes back as the undead. So every time he kills a monster, he slowly regenerates. So at first, this boy was like the skeleton boy, and then now he's kind of like a ghoul essentially. So I do like the premise of it. Like it's different. Instead of you got this adventurer trying to find his way. You got this adventurer who somehow died in the first episode, but he's back, but undead, and he's trying to figure out, okay, how do I become human again? And now there's this cursed mask that I have to wear, but that I don't know how to take it off. Again, Moogle coming in with the hot recommendations here. I want to say for the Unwanted Dead Adventure. I'm gonna give it A tier.
All right.
Because again, it's not like your usual fantasy episode talking about a hero. No, the dude died and died on the first episode. Now he's trying to have to figure out how to turn himself back human again. But I'm really enjoying this. So yeah, let's do it that way. Again, Moogle coming in. Moogle has some really good recommendations. Moogle pits it out of the ballpark. Go Moogle.
All right. I need a sanity check.
All right.
I'm not seeing it on the list.
Okay.
Which is insane to me.
All right.
Check your list and see if we have Gundam Unicorn on there.
No.
Because if not, this is a problem.
I thought we had Unicorn. Wait. Oh my god. I thought we had Unicorn on. We did not have Unicorn. Out of all the Gundams we threw out.
You're seeing the same thing. We don't have a Unicorn.
We got G Gundam, but not Gundam Unicorn.
We got G Gundam. We got Gundam the Origin, but we don't have a Unicorn somehow. We got Zeta Gundam.
How the fuck did we miss this?
Char's Counterattack.
Dude.
Thunderbolt 8th MS team.
We even have fucking G Savior.
we don't have to talk about that one.
No, it's in the F tier for a reason. Even we got Gundam Build Fighters. That and
we got Build Fighters and Build Fighters Try.
Yeah. Oh, where are we putting this? I will
high A.
I will back you up on this recommendation.
100 high A.
Okay, I will back you up there. Like there is no. How the fuck did we miss Gundam Unicorn?
Wow. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Dude, that really? Okay. Jesus. Okay, Anubis. Do me a favor. Look on the
Yeah.
list. See if you can find Iron-Blooded Orphans.
I doing a search for orphans. I'm not seeing it. Search for iron. Not seeing it. Searching for IBO. Not seeing it on my list.
All right. Okay, so this is a thing here. So Iron-Blooded Orphans is kind of divided between the Gundam community.
Yeah.
You got part of it that loves it.
Yeah.
Which, hey, they can love their own Gundam series, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, Gundam. There's so many different series that something's going to attract you. But another part of it don't like it at all. I'm kind of in that part. I don't really like it. I tried watching it. I watched a shit ton of episodes, and I'm like, I
gave it a
tried getting
chance
into it.
and I dropped it for the pettiest possible reason.
Why? What's the pettiest reason?
Because the Barbatos, the main Gundam,
Yeah.
there is no armor on the midsection. Do you understand how much that bothers me? Do you understand how much that bothers me after watching Zeta Gundam and watching Double Zeta Gundam and watching the Methis get cut across the midsection so many times, get a leg blown up so many times, that shitty ass mobile suit? The Barbatos is going to copy that design of having nothing in the midsection? Miss me with that. I'm serious. I'd drop the anime over that. If because you put like, are you gonna watch a mecha anime where you don't like the mecha designs?
Yeah, true.
I've watched worse anime that have better mecha designs. And that's the other thing. I'm not. You'll never catch me saying IBO is a bad anime. I just don't like the machine design.
I want to put it in C tier, to be honest. Like, I don't think it's A or B quality, but but it's not the worst one we've seen as far as Gundam goes.
I mean, so I'm of two minds about this.
Okay.
Number one, from what I know about it, I know that it's like, as far as Gundam anime goes, it's a good Gundam anime. I just personally don't like the mecha designs.
Yeah.
But like, we're putting it one tier above Gundam Build Fighters Try, and like, we're putting it dangerously close to Build Fighters Try, and I really don't like Build Fighters Try.
Okay, do you think Iron-Blooded Orphans is better than Build Fighters Try? Yes or no?
No, that's no question. It definitely is better than Build Fighters Try.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's what I'm saying.
Hard.
I mean, it's not the best, nor is it the worst. I think C tier is a good tier to put it in. But this is, again, my preference. But of course, your preference as well will help influence it, because to me, it's like, if you're in a room, Iron-Blooded Orphans, Build Fighters Try, who would you pick? Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Oh, IBO 100%.
Yeah,
but
I would go with that.
I would at least, but it's not like I'm gonna be pissed either way. I'm probably going to actually enjoy IBO, suboptimal mecha designs notwithstanding. Like, I can deal with that because I know it's legitimately good anime.
All right, let me ask you this: Gundam MS Igloo.
Oh, I'm watching MS Igloo 100% all the time.
It goes in C tier then. Okay, good. Because you got MS Igloo and B, MS Igloo in B tier. You also got.
We're not. I'm not saying like it's not a substantially worse anime than MS Igloo. I prefer Universal Century for Gundam.
Okay.
And two, and like that's not even so like, I prefer Universal Century for Gundam, but Gundam 00 is still in B tier because it's a legitimately good anime. That's just the only reason 00 is in B tier is because the second season is garbage. If it was just the first season, if second season never existed and Gundam 00 was just the first season, that would be an A-tier anime.
Okay.
But
So are you
it's
saying?
held back by its second season.
So
I'm saying I would be comfortable putting IBO in a low B. Low B below 00, obviously below MS Igloo, just because I think those below Double Zeta, I think those are legitimately better anime. But I don't think it deserves to be in the same, like, in among the same ilk as
okay, gotcha.
like
Like
the Cat Shit 1 OVA or Lost Universe or Problem Children are coming from another world, aren't they?
okay. All right, I see your reason. All right, low B.
Low B.
Yeah, low
I'll
B.
agree with that.
Okay. All right. that was I was kind of surprised. Like,
So
wow, we
it's
don't
like
even have.
I can't do IBO like that. Even though I really don't like the mecha designs, I can't do it like that. I can't put it among I can't put it among friggin' Brave Witches. I can't do that to it.
Okay. Wait, do we have Gundam Seed on there?
I don't think we do.
Oh my god, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, I don't think we do. I'm not gonna suggest it because I haven't like watched enough of it to be comfortable making that sort of judgment call on it.
I don't blame you. Hell, I don't think neither of us have seen enough Gundam Age to put a review on it.
No. So when I was talking about like I've watched better anime, I watched worse anime with better mecha designs. Gundam Age was what I was talking about.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't think we've seen enough of that to put a review on it. I still
Yeah,
need
I haven't seen
I
quite
still need
enough
to
of that.
watch fucking Hathaway, the Hathaway movie.
I started on it, but I haven't finished it yet.
Okay. Yeah, I still need to watch that, folks. So it will happen. Don't you fucking worry. Hell, and they're still making more fucking IBO. Jesus Christ. But again, their call. Oh, there's a new fucking build metaverse. The fuck?
Yeah, that was a couple seasons ago, I think. Well, that came after Build Divers. There were a couple Build Divers anime, and then they came out with Build Metaverse.
Okay. All right. All right.
So I'm going to suggest an anime that was 100% completely forgotten about, and I'm pretty sure I'm one of like 8 people who actually watched the whole thing.
Oh, really? Which is that?
It's called Mobile Suit Gundam Twilight Axis. Exactly, you've never heard of it.
Was this an OVA
Which
or
is
something
just
like that?
yeah, it was a short OVA.
Oh, okay. I was about to say like the fuck? Okay. Because I know they've done like really small OVA series throughout the years and stuff like that, or standalone movies and shit. So, but it must have been really small if I haven't even fucking heard about it. Okay. Twilight Axis, where you want it?
I have to put it in D tier.
It was that
This
bad.
thing was just all over the place.
But a higher than try or lower than try?
That's a really good question.
Oh man.
Because I feel like there is something there with Twilight Axis,
Okay.
but there's like not enough to
Bring
really
it out.
do anything
Yeah.
with it.
So it's just one step above.
As opposed to Build Fighters Try, where there's plenty there, and I don't like any of it.
So
except for one character. There's one character in Build Fighters Try that I really like,
all right.
and they need to do a spin-off with this character, but they're not gonna because it's Build Fighters Try, and all Build Fighters Try does is the opposite of what I want a Gundam Build series to do.
Okay. All right.
They saw my reaction to Gundam Build Fighters and said, "Yo, this really pumped up this one dude named Te Anubis. Let's do everything the opposite. Let's play opposite day with this. Let's just make this really serious for no reason and have a bunch of asshole characters and have a bunch of really boring mecha designs that like that don't move the needle at all." So it's difficult to figure out whether I would prefer watching something that has potential but they don't do anything with it versus something where they do plenty and all of it is terrible.
Okay.
I'd say put them on the same line. As long as they're adjacent to each other, I don't care which one is on top or which one's on top or which one's on bottom.
I put Twilight
It's
Axis on
negligible.
top. Yeah, like it's in D tier. We won't care or suffice of like of which is better. They're both in D. It's not G Savior here, so
I believe it is technically still canon.
G Savior.
So it has. So no, what? I'm Twilight Axis.
Oh,
So it still
okay. I
has
was gonna
that
say like I'm like wait. I thought G Savior just got stripped out of like it is gone. It doesn't even exist anymore. Jesus Christ. Oh my God! There was also a radio drama and a video. Oh boy. Is it still canon? Oh. Wait. Oh my. G Savior was technically in the Universal Century timeline.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. Oh, okay. No, I'm good. Okay. I think that's going to be it for our recommendations out there. We got a good amount of recommendations to put on the board. I think so, Anubis.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so that is going to be it for today. For here for the DAICON podcast. Again, this is a bi-weekly podcast about video games and anime with my co-host here, Time Forcer Anubis. Now, do note next week. Obviously, there's going to be no podcast, but the week after, because this is a bi-weekly podcast, so which should be on the 17th is the next podcast date. Give or take, I want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 17th episode, I will say this. It is essentially going to be the pre-PAX East and Anime Boston episode. So we're going to be talking a lot about those two conventions because it's literally the last episode I can record before leaving for PAX East. And then in 2 weeks, we'll literally be doing an episode talking about PAX East and Anime Boston. So anyways, I just want to say, Anubis, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Also, thank you all for coming in as well. And coming up, we're going to play some Stardew Valley.